What's happening, guys? Tech from TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 214. Today, we have an episode that all you Sims have been waiting for. We're going to be doing another girl edition. However, we have some pretty crazy setups to feature, so I might as well call this the ultimate girl edition. I also want to explain why I do a separate girls edition instead of featuring it alongside my regular Setup Wars video. And the main reason is because of SEO. I want these videos to be searched for by anyone looking to get inspiration. So let's say we have a girl that wants to build her own setup and she wants to get inspiration or ideas on what other girls do for their setups. Well, what do? They go on YouTube and they search girl setups. And what do you know? My videos pop up on the top, so it's easier for them to search for it. And at that note, if you're a girl watching this video with an awesome or decent setup that you want to share with the world, or maybe you're a guy with a girly setup, no judgment here, consider participating on the show. I'll drop a link to a video with instructions down below. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax because it's time for Setup Wars. The Asus B550 Tough motherboards offer a solid option for people with lower budgets who still want a gaming-centric board with a tough gaming aesthetic. Equipped with an 8+2 teamed power design and extended VRM heatsinks, the board is ready to take on your Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 processor. Enjoy gaming without any interruption thanks to the 2.5 GB Ethernet with Turbo LAN software to help prioritize your games and apps for lower latency. On top of Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth support. With the B550 Tough board, you also get a wide selection of connectivity, from multiple USB 3 ports to USB Type-C connection, and for the RGB lovers out there, 3 separate RGB headers to spice up your system. To learn more, click the link below. Kicking off the show is someone who needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give it anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Brittany making a return on the show. She was actually the very first girl to take home the seal of approval from episode 192, and she is back with a fully revamped setup. As if her original setup wasn't already amazing, she somehow managed to transform it yet again. I think one of the things I love about this setup in particular is the cozy and relaxing atmosphere that she created. I won't spend too much time going over every single upgrade since the layout is similar to previous setups, so I encourage you guys to go and check out episode 192 for a more detailed breakdown of how she went about building the desks. So the setup is used for work, gaming, video editing, and streaming. The games she mostly plays are story-driven with lore behind them, and currently she has a lot of hours sunk into Doom Eternal. We still have this awesome cubicle design with 4 IKEA tables and combination of Alex drawers and shelves for support. One of the things she changed from the last setup was the edge lighting from her desks. She swapped the raceway she was using before with some frosted tubes that she picked up from Home Depot to diffuse the lights a lot better and get rid of the hot spots. This entire command center actually consists of 3 separate setups. Starting off is her main battle station with quad displays that she uses for streaming, gaming, and watching movies. We have 2 34-inch ultrawides stacked on each other with 2 additional 25-inch monitors in vertical mode, all from Alienware. I don't think even NASA has a setup quite like this. She has all of those displays hooked up to a custom-made monitor arm that she crafted using other mounts and a long pipe that was cut to fit the height that she wanted. She also did a really great job managing all those cables behind with a lot of zip ties. However, my OCD is wondering why she didn't use black zip ties to blend the cables with the stand. For peripherals, she's using the Alienware 510K keyboard with the 610M wireless mouse and a really good mic placement for her blue blackout Spark. This actually isn't possible on most boom arms because of the limited adjustability, but because of how flexible the YetiCaster is, she was able to accomplish this easily by running it underneath the monitor. The setup is being powered by an Alienware pre-built PC featuring the Ryzen 9 3950X and an RTX 2080 Ti, with all the cables being routed through the desk and into a power strip mounted underneath. Beautiful work. The setup right next to that one is purely for console gaming, as we can see her collection of controllers hanging from the backdrop and consoles under the desk. She got them hooked up to a 35-inch TV that she mounted against a custom backboard that she built out of a slab of wood that she also covered with those 3D art panels. And finally, we have her editing station on the other side. So she took down both the wall-mounted monitors and stuck with a single 34-inch display with the same Alienware peripherals that she uses with the other setup. And the setup is being powered by the same PC as last time. It's a custom water-cooled build inside the Thermaltake Core P3. One of the things I like about the new setup is the wallpaper that she added as the backdrop. And here's a quick tip for those of you out there that have textured walls, because adding wallpaper to a bumpy surface is not a good idea, as it won't turn out as great. So what you can do is grab a giant insulation fiberboard from Home Depot and cut it to the size of your wall, just like how Brittany did, and then you can apply your wallpaper over it so it comes out looking great. Another cool thing she did with this setup is she added animation wallpaper to her drop-down projector screen, which gives off this really chill, relaxing environment at night. I think she did a phenomenal job on not only the execution of the setup, but also the decoration aspect as well. You know, it's really easy to buy gear and just throw it all together, but it really takes a creative and talented mind to take it a step further with design and personalization. I can see the seal of approval plaque being displayed on one of the wall shelves up there, and if I could, I would give you another seal because you have definitely outdone yourself once again. Thanks for coming back on the show, Britt. Also, if you guys want to stay up to date on what upgrades she does on her setup, toss her a follow on either Instagram or Twitter, and I'll drop a link to them down below. Jamie's up next from Texas and her happy place. This is the setup she uses for pretty much everything from gaming to work and sometimes just vibing out to music and getting zen in her space, as she calls it. We have 3 separate setups, each with its own purpose, built on top of custom desks. The left setup is used for photo editing and work that's being powered by a 2015 iMac. And then we have her console setup in the center for both her PS4 and Nintendo Switch. I like that she used different R panels to create this cool little backboard to mount the LG TV against, as well as a wall shelf up top. You know, I see too many of the other ones, so it's nice to see something different. She even took it a step further and added nanoleaf panels under the wall shelf. Pretty clever. And then we have her main setup that she uses for gaming and listening to music with dual 27-inch Biotech monitors hooked up against the wall. She wanted to build a setup with lots of color and art while staying symmetrical and geometrical, as you can tell by the way she painted the walls and positioned some of the gear. For peripherals, she's using the Ducky 1-2 TKL keyboard with a custom coiled cable and the Razer Lancet gaming mouse. I like how she routed the mouse cable through the coil and under the desk. That's actually pretty clever. For audio, she's using the Razer Namo speakers and a few wireless headphones that she has hanging from a pegboard on the opposite side. Now, the PC powering the setup is a sweet custom build inside the original LAN cool case with a Ryzen 5 2600 and an MSI GTX 1660 Ti. Jamie definitely has an eye for detail and decoration. I think she did a really great job on the lighting, and I can't help but get this warm, inviting feeling just by looking at the picture. I can only imagine how it's like in person. Excellent planning and execution of this gaming room, and thank you, Jamie, for entering. Here's one for the pink lovers out there. Coming all the way from the Philippines is Jasmine. Looks like the setup is built on top of the IKEA mom desk with the pull-out drawer, and she uses this for gaming, editing, and streaming. She's rocking a 27-inch ROG monitor as the main display and a secondary 22-inch monitor in vertical mode that she skinned the chin on both displays in pink. She even skinned all the bezels on the main display, completely removing the black. That's how dedicated she is to the pink color scheme. Everything is either white or pink, even the peripherals. She's rocking the Yan Pro 2 with custom keycaps and the glorious Model O in matte pink. I do have to say that you went with a perfect mouse pad to complement the color scheme. Gray adds a nice subtle contrast to the bright colors in your setup, and I feel like black would have been too obtrusive and white would have washed out the keyboard. Gray is the perfect balance between the two. Now, even though Razer has an entire pink lineup called Quartz, they actually don't make any Leviathan speakers in pink, so Jasmine had to paint hers. They do, however, make a pink base station to hang headphones, but I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised not to see any pink Krakens hanging from there. As far as cable management, I can't really see what's going on underneath the desk because she put up a pink drape, but there are some cables visible on the ground that could use some managing. And finally, the PC powering the setup is an attractive build inside the pink Cougar Conquer Mini. Don't let the color and flower decals on the case fool you. This system packs some serious power. We got the Ryzen 9 3900X in here with 32GB of RAM and the ROG Strix 2080 Ti. Damn. I feel like there was a missed opportunity to skin the power supply in pink, but something tells me you left that alone on purpose to balance the color scheme with some white. Now, if that's the case, I'm still going to suggest skinning it in white to at least cover the writing on the side. It will look a lot cleaner if you do wrap it. I haven't seen a pink themed setup in over a year, so it's refreshing to see something different on the show. I think you killed it with the little mods and dedication to the color scheme. Thank you, Jasmine, for entering. Keeping the momentum going, we have Caitlyn's super clean setup from New York. She uses this for gaming, streaming, and video production, and right off the bat, I am loving the presentation. It's refreshing to see a different color scheme as well. The setup consists of an IKEA Ekbacken countertop with 2 Alex drawers as support, and on top of that, she has an Alex add-on unit supporting both of her 27-inch MSI monitors. I love the use of colors in this setup. She put in a gray table in between both of the white Alex units to add that contrast. Excellent choice. One of the benefits of the Alex add-on unit, other than the extra storage, is that you can tuck away something in the middle. It could be a laptop, an audio interface, or in Caitlyn's case, a PS4. It also helps with cable management because you can just run the cable straight through it instead of having to drill a hole in the desk. The one downside to the add-on unit is that you have to keep your peripherals further away from the drawers in order to fully open it. Since Caitlyn is using a 60% keyboard, she's able to get away with this. So here's a quick tip for you guys out there who own an Alex add-on unit and have issues opening up the drawers because it hits the mouse pad. I'm pretty sure Caitlyn also has the same issue since the mouse pad is right next to the drawer. So here's a simple solution for that. Just buy these rubber feet and place them underneath the Alex unit. Put 4 on one side and 4 on the other, and it will lift the entire unit about 3 millimeters upwards, giving the drawers just enough clearance to slide over your mouse pad. For audio, she uses the Astro A50s. However, I find it amusing that she uses only one of the Razer Numo speakers. Where did you put the other one? If you're worried about symmetry, you could have mounted them on a wall in a creative way. One option is to buy these tiny wall shelves and mount them right above your monitors. Then grab some VHB adhesive and attach the speakers upside down under the shelves. You might have to adjust the spacing on your guitars to make this happen, but that is one option if you don't want to buy different speakers or rearrange your setup. Cables are managed beautifully for the most part. However, there is a power brick that peeled off, probably due to weak adhesive. If anyone watching has problems sticking heavy items underneath the desk, use VHB adhesive. These things can hold up a gorilla. It is that powerful. There's also some cables visible between your PC and monitor. I think a few Velcro straps could solve that issue easily. And finally, we got the PC powering it all. It's equipped with the Ryzen 5 3600 and a GTX 1080. By the way, good job waiting a generation before upgrading, because now you can pop an RTX 3070 in there and flex on them noobs. On the other side of the room is her console setup with a massive library of games and collectibles. Damn, that is a lot of games. We even got some OG consoles in there as well, including the original Nintendo, N64, and even a GameCube. She even has a bunch of handhelds that she stored in one of her drawers. My mouth is drooling right now. That is a nice collection, not gonna lie. Overall, I think the setup looks amazing. It has a good balance of functionality and aesthetics, but there were some minor things that raised some questions, like the single speaker placement and some parts of the cable management. However, I think Kate did a great job keeping everything organized and clean while adding a bit of personality in there as well. I especially like these laser projections that she added to this setup, which looks really dope at night. I actually own 2 of these myself and they are awesome. I know some of you are going to ask about it in the comment section, so I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. Great work, Caitlyn, and thank you for entering. Holy moly, roly-poly, where the hell is Dory? Who's 40? Rick or Morty? Gordy's eating my guacamole. Okay, I'm done, I promise. Sorry. What an epic setup we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Finishing up the episode is Sarah, coming all the way from the land of sausages, Germany, with this insane triple monitor setup. In fact, it's not just a setup, it's an entire gamer's paradise that she built in her room that she calls Sarah's Playground. There's actually a really cool story behind her setup that I want to share with you guys. So first off, the setup is used for gaming, streaming, and creating content for her Instagram. She says she doesn't have a lot of money and worked really hard for everything in her room. She saved up from years of working and even sold some of her stuff to build this oasis. Believe it or not, but she built most of her furniture from old pallets and fruit boxes with passion and love. In fact, the only furniture she purchased are those 2 Alex drawers. She says she loves to inspire people to create their own furniture and setups and to follow their dreams. This is actually really cool of you, Sarah. You know what? We're gonna show her some love on her Instagram, right guys? Let's raid her IG and tell her how awesome her setup is and maybe even give her a follow. So pause this video, go send some love her way and come back and finish this episode. Let's spread some positivity for once. All right, back to the show. So starting off with her PC gaming setup that she built on top of a custom made desk and a portion of the wall that she filled up with 3D art panels. One of the things I see often in a lot of setups on the show is that when people use a wooden tabletop, it usually just ends there. There is no more consistency anywhere else in the setup, and the desk just stands out like a sore thumb. What I like about Sarah's setup is that she is committed to the wooden theme. Not only did she add a wooden border around the 3D art panel, but she also installed a wall shelf up top. I love this perfect harmony between modern and rustic that she was going for. So we have triple 24-inch monitors that she mounted against the desk, and for peripherals, we got the Thermaltake Level 20 RGB keyboard and Ventus gaming mouse. And then we have our custom PC on the right side, equipped with the Ryzen 7 2700X and an MSI RTX 2070 Super. I can't tell if the fans are set as intake or exhaust for your AIO, but I would swap them as intake so that you are pulling in fresh air from outside of the case, which will give you better cooling for your CPU. For audio, she has a few options: 2 HyperX Cloud Alphas and 1 Thermaltake Shock Pros for gaming, but she also uses the Gravistar Bluetooth speaker that she keeps up on the top shelf. Do you guys remember the speaker? I unboxed it on the channel a few months ago. I also like this custom shelf that she built on the left side of her setup, and something tells me that she's into energy drinks. I can't seem to figure out why. So that is her main setup. Right behind that is the entertainment area where she can kick back and relax watching movies or game on her PS4 Pro. I love how everything was built with symmetry in mind. We have the TV stand in the center with the 2 shelves sandwiching it, and then 3 wall shelves up top. The 6 controllers and the hexagon light panels are just the icing on the cake. I think Sarah did an excellent job on the lighting. Just look at how some parts glow up individually. She put the Govee RGB strips in the right places to emphasize and separate some areas. Well done. It's crazy how much of an impact lighting has on a setup, or anything really. With the correct placement of lighting, you can really transform the look of your setup, and I think Sarah did an excellent job with this across her entire playground. The thought process, creativity, and attention to detail that went into this playground is nothing short of spectacular. Not only is her entire setup well executed, but it's one of the most unique things I have seen in a long time. So with all that said, I have the honor and privilege to present Sarah with the 30th seal of approval. Absolutely breathtaking setup. Congratulations, Sarah. Toss me an email to setupwarsprizes@gmail.com to claim your plaque. Thank you for entering. And on that note, make sure you guys vote on your favorite setup in the comment section down below. I'm also going to leave a link to everyone's Instagram page that participated, so make sure to check them out and show them some love. Also, before you go, please consider dropping a like only if you enjoyed the episode. I'm trying to hit about 10K likes for this video. Let's see if we can make that happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love your beautiful cheeks, and I'll see you in the next one. These cheeks, not the other cheeks. I gotta make that clear.